welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shantae Maria, just back with another video real quick. Now this next story that I'm about to tell y'all about, I feel like some of y'all probably already heard about it. And, you know, it's about the church. It's about these church folks. And if you know me, you know, like I left the church and I never looked back. I left the church about, my son is about to be 8. It was about 7 years ago. You know, because it's just the church, church folk, especially older church folk, they are just kind of grimy. You know, they're not the best people in the world. I'll say that. That's a whole nother broad subject that we can get in. While a lot of people our age, because most of y'all watching are like my age, like late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, whatever. I think that's my demographic right there. Thanks for y'all watching. Y'all rocking. We right here with it. We right here with it. Anyways, so yeah, I don't like church folk. If you in the church, I mean, fine. I probably like you. But, you know, just the grimy church folk that take advantage of people and then use God as a reason. Like, I never liked that whole manipulation type thing that church people play when they're trying to, you know, get your tithes and offering. They want you to, you know, pay so much money all the time. Look, okay, this was the last time I went to church. Let me tell you about a real quick little story time, because y'all know I go on my little rants. This is going to be real quick. This was the last time I was in a church, and then I'm glad I got out because it was the whole thing in Detroit. Once I tell y'all, those from the city will probably remember. Anyways, it was a church that I went to. My pastor had passed away years before I even was okay. I'm still before my little spiritual awakening. I'm like, okay, I still want to go to church. And I went to a really big church. It is on the east side of Detroit. That's all I would say. And it's by a really famous, the pastor is really famous. Really famous. His whole family is famous. Okay. Anyways, I had went to his church, and like it came time to, you know, give offerings. And literally I'm sitting there with my little baby. I got my little baby, and I'm ready to get my little offering. You know, like it wasn't much. You know, it was what I could give, but they like single people out. You know, it was like they literally started with like, if you got $1,000, come and give your offering. What do you mean? Like I was shook up. I said, okay. And it was like, okay, now the $1,000 people then gave a tithes and offering. Now if you got $500, come give your offering. I'm still sitting because I ain't got $500 to get to Jesus. No. That wasn't my category. No, that was not my category. And it's not even my church home. I'm a visitor. No. Then it went down to like $300, $100. $50, and then they literally said, which was me, now the rest of y'all, whatever y'all got, come and give and pray. You know, pray one day that she'll be able to come out here and give to the $1,000 line. I said, this is some bullshit. That's what I'm like. The church people is corrupt. Like, that's not God. Like, that's not what Jesus preached about. It's like you give what you can give. It wasn't like, oh, you should. It was like shamed. Like, I was in that line ashamed, like, that I couldn't give or afford to give more. And it's like, even when I can afford to give more, I'm not gonna, I feel like you kind of stunting on other people in church. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Anyways, that's literally the last time I went to church. And then, like, I kid you not, maybe a few weeks after I had visited that church, the church went, news reported that church because they went and baptized a single mother because she had a baby out of wedlock. Whole time, half of your congregation probably got kids out of wedlock. Half of your congregation probably ain't married. Half of them is having premarital sex. Half of them is lying and stealing. You probably got some killers mixed in there because your church is right in the middle of the doggone hood. You know, like, church folk. My church folk. anyways, let's get back to the reason of the video because I can go on and on and on about church now. Okay, anyways, so this video is about a church. It's One Step of Faith Church, and I feel like they took their whole vision. I feel like they watched Tyler Perry, A Fall from Grace. You know, they looked at that movie and said, I can do that too. Swear to God. They looked at that and said, I can do that too. Like, they literally took advantage of disabled and the elderly. Like, let's get into it. Let's watch this. Watch this, and then we gonna talk about it. Hold on.
We have new details tonight on a pastor arrested after first responders reported finding several people locked in the basement of his home. Well, now police have also arrested that pastor's wife. They're both accused of operating an unlicensed personal care home for the disabled and poor. Now the suspects are vowing to fight the charges, insisting they have been helping people, not abusing them. John Sheeran spoke with the pastor tonight and joins us now live from Griffin.
And his attorney's the one who did the talking on camera, but he says he's just trying to provide a badly needed service for the forgotten, the disabled, the poor here in Griffin and beyond, and wishes police would support him and his wife so they wouldn't have to shut down.
Pastor Curtis Bankston fights back tears with community supporters. His wife, Sophia, just arrested and now in jail 1 week after Griffin police arrested him. They are dumbfounded, he says, through their attorney, at the allegations against them.
There was absolutely no false imprisonment, no kidnapping.
Attorney Dexter Wimbish says the Bankstons have been operating a personal care home in the basement of their home for just over a year, taking in wards of the state and others, disabled, poor, homeless. There were 7 people living here as of last week. Wimbish says the Bankstons have repaired the bolt lock that police say kept residents inside against their will.
They were free to come and go as they pleased. No one was held hostage.
And Wimbish says the Bankstons should have gotten a local license to operate the facility inside their home, and they will. But then he showed canceled checks and other documents that he says prove the Bankstons are providing a genuine and necessary nonprofit service for people that too few others offer.
You're not talking about somebody profiting off of the backs of the poor. You're talking about somebody who's actually doing what God commanded us to do.
The Reverend Joseph Wheeler of the National Action Network in Henry and Clayton counties says he's worked with the Bankstons for 30 years.
They're not criminal. They are caring for the vulnerable among us in this community and other communities.
6 of the 7 residents have been placed with other services, but Sean Taylor is still there.
It's a safe, quiet environment, and I can take my medicine and eat my food in peace and taking care of me.
Griffin police continue to investigate and say more charges are possible. The state is also investigating this personal care home. Jennifer.
John, thank you for that update tonight.
So this is what basically happened. Somebody in their basement that they was caring for had a seizure. They had a seizure, so the ambulance was called, police was called, yada, yada, yada. They get there, and they're like, what the heck is going on here? This is how it all got out, because they had a medical emergency in their caretaker home, and they had to call 911. And that's how all of this got exposed. So apparently the police got there and was like, why is these locks on the door? Like, what's going on? These people can't get out. And they're like, oh no, they can come go as they please. But it was like locked. Like, there was no way for them to get out. You know, so like that was the whole thing. And on top of that, common sense would tell you, if you're going to have a care facility, there are, you know, a lot of steps you need to take. You need to get licensed. You need to get licensed caregivers to assist. You need a licensed, like, at least nurse practitioner there, if not like an actual nurse there, that when this type of stuff happens, because you're dealing with disabled people and elderly people, you need someone able to properly assist them. What are you going to do? They having a seizure, you just going to pull out the Bible and pray? No, they need actual medical staff. Any caregiver type situation has staff. Either if they're not a nurse practitioner or nurses, then the staff has actually took classes, you know, like CPR classes, you know, just like first response classes. Like I freaking worked at a daycare, and I had to literally take so many classes to work with these children, because if anything happened to them while they were in my care, I had to then be able to perform emergency, you know, procedures just in case. Like, and these were just, for kids. They weren't disabled kids, but they were just, you know, anyone ever kids, you know, if you know, you know. Yeah, we got to go through all of that. I had to like get everything through the state, like get my license, get everything checked, cleared, take all these classes. That was a lot, but that's what I had to do. And so you can't, come on now. It's very much Tyler Perry. It's very much like, yeah, we saw that, and yeah, you're right. We probably get some money and scam. Don't nobody care about these people. Don't nobody really know about these people. Like, come on now. Like, I don't, and then the fact that they even got charged, there had to have been a reason. Like, the police, if somebody, my son, I don't own no caregiver facility, or I ain't doing that. But when my son was he 2? Yeah, right before his 3rd birthday, my son had a seizure. It was middle of the night, scared me half to death. Didn't know what to do. You know, like, I kind of was trained on what to do with seizures, but it's like, it's kind of different when you're trained on things to do. But, and then when you see someone like, that's my heartbeat, that's my baby. Like, I would die for this little boy. And I'm watching him have a seizure in the middle of the night. I don't know what to do. I call 911. I'm like, can you get her? Like, come get my baby. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, his little body is just, like, literally was shaking off the bed, and they, like, you know, get him on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God. It just was like one of the scariest moments of my life. But when the ambulance came and it went into his room, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't see nothing going on, so there was no reason to get police involved. They was just like, your baby's, you know, sick. This is what, I mean, we took him to, like, literally ambulance, took him to the hospital, whatever, checked him out, did some tests. He was fine. But still, you know, like, police aren't called and charges aren't charged unless they saw something that was like, the hell is going on here? Like, we might need to intervene. Like, you know, so you can't tell me, like, we was just giving care and it came from a calling that I had from God. Like, this is, you know, my mission. No, they saw something that was cray. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna say on that, you gotta watch them church folks sometimes, because they be crooked. And the dollar rules them a lot. I didn't learn that in the Bible. Like, I didn't learn that in the Bible, but, you know, these New Age Christians, not even New Age, because I think it's mainly the older pastors. I'll say that. I won't say it's like us millennials, because I still watch a couple sermons. I watched Sarah Jakes. I watch her a lot. I like her. So when I need something motivational, something to lift my spirits, you know, I watch her, because sis be getting me together. But yeah, I mean, them older ones, they just be like all about the money, and they will like literally corrupt the freaking church. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's not what to me, that's not what church is about. But yeah, people watch your church, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stay on that. Leave me a comment down below if you heard about this, your situation, how you feel about the church. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you made it this far, cousins. Like, we family. You like me. You like me. You do. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a like on this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.